welcome to another episode of the Cuppa Culture, coming to you from South Tip Art Centre. Well, no Helena with us this week, but my guest this week is Róisín Hahessy, who hails from Clonmel, but currently lives in Brazil, where she's been based since 2015. So Róisín initially studied animation at Ballyfermot in Dublin, but has since worked in the field of children's book illustration, having produced some titles for Little Tiger Press, Futa Fata, Igloo Books, and Imagine That. She was shortlisted for CBI Book of the Year in 2019 and also in the Literary Association of Ireland Children's Book Awards. Her work also recently featured in the Viewpoints exhibition at the Glucksman Gallery in Cork earlier this year, which some of you might have had the pleasure to experience. Now, Róisín was with us in 2019 when she appeared at the Design Clonmel Festival, and we had a chat with her then, but I was eager to catch up with Róisín under the current circumstances and just see how she was getting along. Last week we were besieged by technical difficulties, so our conversation never made it to the airwaves. Let me see, so finally we get to talk, because last week, I don't know, the Skype gremlins just... I don't know what they were doing, but that was really strange that we had video and we couldn't hear anything, even though we could hear each other all the way through. You're getting on great over there as our previous conversations, and you're working away like mad. So you were saying the last time we spoke that you were just finishing off a large project. Do you want to tell us what that was? Is it the idioms?
No. I've been busy. I've been working on a few projects that were requested kind of late last year, the beginning of this year. I can't really talk about them yet. They're three children's books I've been working on. One I can. Yeah. One was for Irish publisher Futa Fata. I did one with them already in 2018. So this will be our second one, written by Sive Devlin again. So it'll be out. We were going to publish it May, I think the end of May we were hoping, but obviously now with everything that's happened it's been put on hold for a while.
Is it a completely different story or a continuation of the previous?
No, it's a completely different story, brand new story, yeah. No, it's really nice. I'm looking forward to being able to share it with everybody. So I was working on that. I was working on two other books as well, one with a French publisher and Osborne. I think that's how you pronounce it, Osborne.
I know from having smallies that they're excellent books.
Lovely books, I was delighted to get a request from them. I see their books over the shop here as well in Brazil.
The production values of the books are just like physically, they're lovely, aren't they? Yeah. Lovely paper and everything. They stand out. They definitely stand out.
Yeah, no, I can't wait now to see them all when they're finally published, but who knows when that would be, or when we can go to a bookshop to look at them.
I know. In terms of your online stuff, I did notice this morning, first thing when I woke up, and it gave me the best laugh, was that you've released a new set of idioms. It would be hard to pick my favourite, but I was looking at them with my daughter and we giggled our heads off, and Hit the Hay that's the one that's jumping out at me right now.
Thank you.
They're really good.
Thanks very much. I did those actually about 2 months ago. I only got around to sharing them yesterday. Basically, because I did a series a couple of years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I did my first idiom series. I did 10 of them. They were very popular on the internet. But I still get requests, people wanting to use them for different things, and I like them, but my style has changed so much since then that I kind of felt that they could do a bit of a freshen up. So I picked a few of the old ones and I redid them in my new style, and then I added a few newer ones as well to the collection. So there's only 8. It's only a small little collection, but I might do more if I get around to it, because
tell us a few of them again now, because I haven't looked at them. I'm trying to remember. Your Heart Up in Your Mouth was another one.
Heart in Your Mouth, Spill the Beans. Yeah, I've had lots of comments. They're on Board Panda. A few people commented, I never heard of that. That's wrong. I'm like, no. Maybe it is with the Irish. Heart in Your Mouth, Spill the Beans, Not the Brightest Bulb in the Box. Yeah, it's very funny. I have a list of the first time when I did it about 5 years ago, I was teaching in an English school, and I was trying to explain, teach them idioms. It was so hard to it was just funny for them, but it's the same for me learning Portuguese, to try and remember what an idiom, what it means. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to illustrate them and just make them more fun and memorable. So that's where it all came from.
Do you ever consider putting them in a book?
I would actually. Only since I posted them yesterday, a few people commented saying, "Oh, you should make a book of idioms." So, it could be on my to-do list, my never-ending to-do list, but it would be nice. I'd need to obviously do a few more than 8 now, but it's something there to keep in mind.
But do you sell them as prints, Róisín? Because they'd make smashing prints as well, wouldn't they?
I have sold a few as prints, yeah. I've because I'm in Brazil, so I go to fairs, art fairs, and sell work. So at those sometimes I sell prints, or I could sell online as well. I need to kind of set up a proper online shop and get all that side going as well.
Oh, I'd say they would totally fly if you did. Now they'd fly.
Ah, thanks.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I must get around to that, and
they're very relatable. So you're still like us under the lockdown. Now we're not going to talk about it, but it hasn't really affected you. You the way you work, you're able to work away. So
yeah, no, for me, I work from home anyway. So I illustrate children's books, but it's all digital. So the people I work with are based mainly in Europe. So nothing has really. I haven't been affected, day to day anyway. I'm still at home, same old routine. I expect things will probably quieten down a little bit now for the next few months. I've just finished a few busy projects, so I'd say it might be a bit quiet for a while, but I'm actually looking forward to it as well. I always have a list of things that I want to do, and things to learn and brush up on skills. So it'll be a good time to maybe get around to some of my own projects. Yeah.
Do you ever consider doing the words yourself as well to the books and just producing your own children's book from?
I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Yeah. No, I'd really love to. That's one of the things that I'm hoping to. I've been kind of putting on the back burner. There's a lot to it, and I want to read a few books and study and practice, and I need to start writing as well. And I'm always like, I'll do that sometimes. So I think now the next few months might be a good opportunity to start looking at that, because I'd really like to give that a go. I think it'd be a really nice project.
You could pull some interesting themes from the world present
yeah, maybe. Living in a box.
Anything in the pipeline coming up new then that you're expecting a kind of a quiet time, but I suppose like anything, you just never know when the next job's going to pop in the door.
Yeah, no, I have a few things lined up at the moment, but they're not very tight deadlines, so I can relax a little bit. I don't know. I think I imagine for not the rest of this year, but I think it's definitely going to be quiet now for everyone for a while. A bit quieter. I've had a few requests. It hasn't completely stopped, but just definitely slowed down a little bit from how it was last year. And I've heard, I think publishers as well, they'll be printing less books, but in a way it could be good. I heard that some of them saying that they might become a bit more selective and maybe go for a higher quality rather than just print and book after book. So it might be good for the industry as a whole as well.
How's the digital space in terms of like children's books? Is it very much still people want the physical object, or is there a separate market for ebooks for children? Or
I don't know. I know for picture books, I think it's definitely the higher demand is the physical books. I think so, but I think there's definitely it's kind of split into a different market. Then you have the educational books and then the apps like games and educational apps. So they're all very digital. I haven't really done much of that yet myself, but I wouldn't mind. Maybe,
because you are an animator, aren't you? Like by training.
I studied animation in college, so I've done a few bits. I did a short film a few years ago, and when I have time, I kind of like to play around with it. So no, it would be something I'd like to practice or to do a project animation based.
I'd love to see those idioms as little micro animations.
That's actually a good idea. Maybe that'd be a good little project.
And where can people go to find them, Róisín, if they want to? Because I'm banging on about them here, and we should tell people where they can see them.
I put there's only 2 of them are on my website, but if you put my name into Google, Róisín Hahessy idioms, they'll come up. Yeah, they're on Board Panda.
Yeah, so I've put them on the Twitter this morning, and I'm going to post them to the Facebook later on. Along with the little teaser that you're going to be the next guest on the show. And thanks for your patience. I don't know what happened last week, but sure, it obviously wasn't meant to be.
No, it was actually great. Even afterwards, it was just a bit of a funny day last week. I was just like, God, I don't know what I even said. So I was actually kind of glad when.
Sure, these things happen, don't they? Just sometimes. Some days you're up for it, and some days it's just. It's the times we're living in, Róisín. I think it's the times we're living in. We just take one day at a time. And listen, it's been brilliant talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Say hello there to everybody back home so that they get to hear you.
Say hello everyone in Clonmel, my family, they're all in Clonmel, yeah.
They'd be delighted now to hear you, and it's great it was great to meet you when you were back before Christmas.
Oh, it was lovely, yeah. Feels like ages
timing.
ago now at this stage.
I'm sure it does.
Thanks so much for taking the time out to have a chat with us today. We will look forward very much to your Fruit of Fada book and your Usburn book and everything else that's coming down the line. So we'll keep an eye out for your name.
Thanks very much, Emer. Thank you.